associated with any Trump phone or Trump mobile pre-orders, yet somehow they found my account. I don't understand how, because it's not registered under anything I provide.
Honestly, me, myself, I have not, actually held one in my hand, but they...
Can you guys like my comment on Moist's video? I'm scared. Oh. Uh-oh. Emily, you're supposed to do this in your secret discords using your mods so that nobody knows that you're trying to fucking vote brigade. Uh-oh.
The LSF guy's like, oh yeah, ExtraEmily totally like backs it. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, okay? So I don't know what's happening, but for now, just like put this like put it on the side, okay? So I will get more information on it and then let you guys know. So yeah, but
Trump Mobile, the golden Trump phone, supposed to come out 2025 of summer. So now the beginning of 2026, still no phone, still no pickles. And you might hear the little Banjo-Kazooie backing track right now to this video. It's because I'm on hold with Trump Mobile support to check on my pre-order to see what's gone so awry that the phone still hasn't arrived.
The Trump family's attempt to launch a new smartphone is off to a rough start. You may remember back in June, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. announced the launch of a new American-made mobile phone along with a wireless service they called Trump Mobile. The release was originally slated to happen in August, but now it's November and people are still waiting.
I've tried to get a hold of Trump Mobile's customer support for a little while now, a couple days.
It's so bizarre that the admin has this personal stake in the agent being in the right. It won't take your admin to just say, we let this investigation establish facts, blah, blah. No. The reason why they have to do that is because it's a fascist administration and nothing screams power and authority more than the chuds that you have on the street that are beating the shit out of people with clubs and stuff. So of course, a violent administration is going to defend the honor and integrity of these people with everything they have. They have to. These are the strong arms. These are your fucking brown shirts on the street that are carrying out the will of your administration. This is why they pardon all of their violent offenders. This is why the administration paid millions of dollars to Ashley Shitbit's family after the retarded cunt tried to crawl through a fucking window with a Secret Service guy pointing a fucking gun at her neck. And this is why the Trump has pardoned and let off basically every single person around him that's done crimes in the commission of further entrenching his power. Like, this is stupid. It's not surprising at all that they're going to stake all of their reputation on every single retarded 75 IQ ICE welfare recipient, which is what you are if you work these fucking jobs. You're just taking money from American taxpayers because there's nothing else your retarded ass can do, I guess, but go around and beat up fucking people in the street.
To no avail. So now I'm just on hold waiting to see what's going on with it. Because, I mean, it's, you know, the Made in America, well, scratch that, they actually got rid of that. It's no longer Made in America. They don't claim that it's an American-made phone anymore. It's just a proudly American phone, according to their website now that they've updated. And for $500, it was a really, like, great deal, which defied all laws of physics and everything we knew about manufacturing to get a phone to that level. Every single human being on the planet with a functioning frontal lobe could have told you there's no way to make a $500 phone in America. So now they've abandoned that marketing mumbo-jumbo entirely. Oh, I thought I was about to get a hold of someone there, but that happens a lot. It starts to like break up because there's only one song that they loop forever and they can't even do that smoothly. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to see what's going on with Trump Mobile, because the phone still hasn't been delivered. There's no signs of life, there's no pulse at that company, if the company even exists in the first place. I'm starting to get skeptical now. And yeah, I'll just keep you updated as I continue to stay on hold endlessly in this fucking void, this purgatory that they've locked me in here. Alright, let's try again. Yesterday they were closed, so this is right in business hours and business time.
Thank you for calling Trump Mobile. For English, press 1. Para español, oprima el número 2. Press 1 to open a new Trump Mobile account. Otherwise, press 2 for support with an existing Trump Mobile account. Thank you for calling Trump Mobile. Your call is very important to us. To ensure the highest level of customer care, this call may be recorded for quality control and training purposes. Please hold, and our next available representative will be with you shortly. You can also visit our website at www.trumpmobile.com to apply for a new account or access your personal account portal.
Hey, I just wanted to check on the status of my pre-order.
Right now, I'll be more than happy to go ahead and assist you, ma'am. Please have the telephone number your account is under.
Now, interestingly enough, I gave them a bunch of phony baloney information. Like, the email and phone number I gave them are not associated with any Trump phone or Trump mobile pre-orders, yet somehow they found my account. I don't understand how, because it's not registered under anything I provided, but just in case that does end up being someone's actual phone number, I'm not going to put that clip in here, but what I gave them is not tied to a pre-order because, shocker, I didn't put $100 down on the Trump phone, but somehow they were able to locate my account.
So, due to the government shutdown, there were some delays with the delivery process. Everyone who pre-ordered the T1 phone has secured their order for the phone. So what we're doing is that we are sending out the phones priority shipping. Soon as shipment resumes, everyone who did pre-order the phone will receive a confirmation email once the phones have been shipped out.
What?
Okay, wait. It was supposed to come out in the summer, though. That was before the government shut down. I thought there was just some kind of...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I was expecting it in the summer of 2025, when the shutdown wasn't till after that. I guess I'm just a little confused on how that affected the manufacturing.
Well, the phone was scheduled to come out in December, which is around the time that the government shutdown did happen. And like I said, the reason why it was delays on it was because we need to get the approval from the FCC, Federal Communications Commission, before releasing the phones. And so that's why we are doing priority shipping to get the phones out to the customers as soon as possible.
Okay.
Is there a time I should be expecting it? Like, is there an ETA?
As of right now, we don't have it.
I got no clue.
Time frame. We were just told just to update the customers. Once shipment resumes, we will be communicating with all of our customers via email.
Okay, well, but I'm sorry for the skepticism. I'm just getting a little concerned because it's been a while. The phone is real though, right? Have you, you've held one?
Honestly, me myself, I have not actually held one in my hand. But they are real. You can also go to our website at trumpmobile.com.
And see a picture of
one?
one?
Like I said, it does have all the information about the phone as well.
Well, yeah, I see it on the site. It's just me and my family we were kind of expecting it by now. Do you know anyone that has held one? Like, do you know anyone that's using one currently or anything like that?
I'm going to be honest with you. No. Because like I said, everyone pre-ordered the phone, has not gotten their phone as of yet. So, from my knowledge that I know of, no one has received their T1 phone as of yet. And we know that, like I said, the customers haven't, been waiting on it. And we do value our customers. And like I said, that's why we are trying to, expedite the process to get the phones out as soon as possible.
Okay, well, I appreciate the honesty. I guess I'll just sit tight then until I get that email. I really appreciated how honest this guy was. It would have been super easy to say, oh yeah, I'm actually holding a Trump phone right now. But he didn't do that. He just said, yeah, I've never held one. I don't know anyone that ever has. I appreciate that he was willing to be that open. Seems like a good guy. And I imagine they're probably getting flooded with actual customers being very concerned where their phone is because they've actually put money on it. And it's not like it's an insignificant amount of money. $100 for a phone that was supposed to ship like 5, almost 6 months ago now. And when you go to the website, they still proudly say that it's coming out by the end of the year, which was 2025. That year is now past. That year's in the books now. It's done and dusted. And they still have it on their website that if you're pre-ordering now, you are going to be getting it by the end of the year. 2025 is the assumption because it's been there since 2025. It's pretty absurd. In fact, when you go to their website, you can still put the $100 down to this day, despite there being no evidence of the phone's existence, not even from customer support. You can still put $100 to the idea of the golden Trump phone, despite no planned or expected release date or anything to bring further clarity to the whereabouts of this unicorn.
I can't tell if somebody's shouting in Charlie's background, in the video game's background, or outside my hallway.
They're calling thing to bring further clarity to the whereabouts of this unicorn they're calling the Trump phone.
Is this like a scam Kickstarter? It's exactly the same playbook. Listen up! If you can't afford a $100 pre-order for an indeterminate amount of time for a phone to be delivered, maybe you're just a broke boy.
Phone.
An American flag on the back, and so we put that pre-order, and they were promising that these...
What do you mean about having to be careful to what you say, like to not be banned or something else? Like, the only real response, the only language... Some people only understand the language of violence, and you can tell by the way they act, and you can tell by how they respond to non-violent requests in terms of how they operate. If somebody's going to act lawlessly and isn't going to respond to anything non-violent, then it seems to be the case that the only language they understand is the language of violence. For some people, that's what it is. I don't know. It's not good. Shouldn't be that way in the United States of America.
phones would be released in August. Here we are in November. I've been trying to get out to the call center every few weeks and say, hey, what's the update? And I've been perpetually told it's going to be released at the end of this month. It's going to come out next month. When I would ask about reasons for the delay, they didn't have much to answer for except for that they were working on this phone. At one point, they even blamed it on the government shutdown, interestingly. But again,
his findings are similar to mine. The support did say it's because of the government shutdown. I guess a very convenient excuse if you ignore the fact that it was supposed to come out before the government shutdown. Support, then, of course, just doing his job is not like
PvP lobbies because of duos. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to play 10 non-violent games so I can get back to the better lobbies to do my fucking trials.
I blame him or anything. Is saying, no, it was actually supposed to come out in December.
So I can't, like, shoot back or kill anybody.
Which isn't really the case. But even then, it's past December and everything like that. The government shutdown, it's in the past now. Where's the phone? It's January. This segment was from November. Like, it just doesn't seem like it's real. It doesn't seem like it actually exists. And I think a lot of people that put the $100 down have probably forgotten they've done that. They probably forgot that Trump even has this Trump phone that he pitched because he is hawking so many products to enrich himself and his family. He has, like, actually over 200 fucking pieces of merch. The Trump cologne, the Trump Bible. Like, he has so much garbage.
Can I just say that for the most, like, lukewarm, popular take person, Charlie or whatever, on the internet, I feel like he is the only person who actually calls out how much retarded, crazy shit. He could do more, but, like, I feel like he's the only YouTuber that actually calls out how fucking insane and crazy the Trump admin is. Like, everybody else is, like, too scared, like, oh, I don't do politics, ah. Also, by the way, for every single YouTuber that had nothing to say of substance about this administration, beyond just whatever bullshit, like, Charlie, I think, he's doing enough. He could do more, but he's doing enough. I appreciate this, right? I don't ever want to hear any of them talk about fucking trans bullshit or any easy culture wars winning point. Shut the fuck up about women getting raped or trans people getting their medicine taken away. Like, if you don't have the capacity to stand up for things that are super important, like our democracy and our fucking process, then fuck off on the rainbow capitalist virtue signal shit. Where are the tankies at? We need to fucking, we need to do that. I'm sorry.
Garbage that he is putting out there, that a lot of things like this just fall through the cracks and people just mindlessly giving him money. They probably forgot about this, but you still haven't received what you were supposed to with your $100 down. You have still not gotten any information on where your Trump phone is. That should be something that's pretty eye-opening to a lot of people, but I'm sure they'll just hand-wave it.
Oh, correct. CoffeeZilla did as well. Good for him too.
No, it's so highly advanced and such powerful American-made technology here that it's just taking a little extra time, which is why they can't actually explain anything. That's what's going on here. When the reality is, they can't make that phone for what they were saying. Like, you could probably go to Temu and start drop shipping a golden Trump phone, I guess, but their initial claims were that it was American-made, and even on their website, they still have, like, the nomenclature that tries to mislead people into thinking it's American-made by saying it touches American hands during production, as opposed to being entirely American-made, because you cannot make that here for that price. You can't. You literally cannot. So it is going to be probably made in China, and if it ever comes out, will not be what it was advertised as. if it ever comes out at all.
Even a phone being made in the U.S.? Do we know? And I know you've been looking at their website and noting that there are some changes there.
Yeah, so again, this was branded as a made in the USA phone. In fact, they said so on their website. But interestingly, as I've been trying to follow the development of this phone, they tweaked the wording on their website, and now the mention of the...
It's also like a lie that cuts to the heart of like the MAGA base. Of the whole, like, what is possible to manufacture in America? What does it mean to be made in America? Like, if you genuinely thought that somebody was going to create a brand new phone in America where all of the parts are going to be made in America, like, I think that that's totally fine. You can think that. But, like, you should be registered in some database and your vote gets nullified in every election for the rest of your life. Because you're just too stupid to have an opinion about anything. You're so fucking clueless about the world around you if you thought that. It's fine. You can exist and enjoy all the benefits of our democracy. But Jesus Christ, you're not going to have a fucking voice in it. If you're that fucking retarded to get scammed like that. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Okay. I just woke up from a nap right before I started streaming. Okay, let me just... It's just one day. We're not even... Are we a year in yet? 6 more days. Marks our first year.
Made in the USA is completely scrubbed. You can see the original image on the top there. It says in that text, made in the USA T1 phone. And now all it says is, you want to be the first one with the new T1? Here's how. Elsewhere on the website, they describe it as an American proud design. And
January 2026 checking in, it's still in that state. They are, like I said, trying to wash away that initial claim of being like entirely made in the US because, as he goes on to mention, it's just not technically possible to make that kind of device in the States here, at that price point and at that development timeline. It's just not possible, which is why it's no longer there, but the phone still doesn't exist, so they're still, I don't know, having a hard time developing it overseas too. I thought for sure they would have just farted out something very quick from like Alibaba and called it the Trump one, just to like satisfy the people that gave him money, which is no doubt a lot of people. I think it was hundreds of thousands of people pre-ordered the Trump one.
Someone in chat
like,
said 590,000 people.
And they are still getting nothing. There's still nothing there with no answers and no expectation on when it's arriving. So, just wanted to give you a little check-in here in case you forgot about the Trump phone. It's not looking good. I'm sorry to tell you, sports fans, but it's looking like you got schmeckeldorfed. That's really about it. So yeah.
Alright.
I was an extra.
Draw on my slot for a second. The fuck was this? 1 day ago, 22 hours ago.
Yeah, I'm in a bucket hat. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. Now, a buddy of mine just sent me something that I can promise you no one's having fun with except for the people that were paid to promote it. It is called $1 Million Fan. It is a show which is pitching a $20 million prize pool for what seems to be a load of horseradish. And in case you were wondering, yes, that is an AI mansion on their front page of this contest. At least from everything I can tell, it's an AI-generated mansion. Which immediately should let you know that you're dealing with some high-quality content here. No reason not to trust that.
Just as a heads up, because I know that we all want to soy out about this, okay? The AI shit is here to stay. You're already seeing a ton of AI stuff in ads that you don't even fucking know is AI. Who the fuck cares? If it's bad art, call it out for being bad art. If you want to make fun of it because it's bad art because it's AI bad, then make fun of it because it's AI bad. But like, AI shit is here to stay. It's always going to be here. It's going to be forever embedded in the way that especially people do advertise everything. Like, just screaming AI over and over again, just screaming into the void.
I can't believe anybody would be pitched this and actually think it's legitimate. Like, it takes 3 seconds of looking on their website to smell the poop. It is unbelievably foul. Like, there is no world where this happens. To put in perspective that prize number, $20 million, that is significantly more than Mr. Beast's Amazon show and would make it by far the highest grand prize pool in any kind of, like, reality game show history, pretty much. All for what I believe to be a terrible concept for a show as well, about streamers' fans submitting clips, and then, I guess, going to a mansion or something. I'm still a little confused, because the information they offer is just fucking nonsensical. Like, I feel like I have to be on Fint to even begin to process the words that I'm reading and what is supposed to be a contest. So I want to go through this. I want to really get into the weeds here, because this is mind-bogglingly stupid. This is a special kind of scam that I just can't even picture someone falling for. Yet, some streamers have publicly promoted it. I'm assuming they were paid to do so by their talent agency, who was approached by whoever's behind the $1 Million Fan show to do this. So I imagine some people buy into it, which I can't wrap my noodle around that. This is like the Fire Festival of streamer shows, but even more outrageously fucking dumb. They have a streamer section here, and
It is here to stay in the way that Uber was going to take over the world and eliminate all car ownership, and now it is still here with us and has barely affected anything at all. This is at best what AI will be. Wait, what? First of all, I feel like Uber has significantly changed the way. Have you ever called a cab in your life? I think there's a lot of like millennial youngers who've never even called a cab or taken a taxi before because of Uber. I think Uber was a massive disruptor. They might not have gotten to their full automated driving bullshit or whatever, but no one uses Uber in Europe. That's bullshit. People do. It's nowhere near as big as it is in America, but people do use, at least in the places I've been. I know they use it in Stockholm, and I know they use it in London. But there's other services I think that are still popular or competitive in Europe for whatever reason. But
I'm guessing.
But the thing, like, here's the thing, okay? If you want to make, and listen, if you're in the arts, you should know this. Would you say DoorDash is bigger than Uber? Ooh. If I had to guess, Uber is... If I had to guess, I would say Uber... Oh, hold on, shit. I feel like Uber has a higher customer base and DoorDash has more revenue. That would be my feeling. Like, DoorDash grosses more, but Uber has more people using it. But I don't know 100%. Just because how many people are Ubering constantly? Dude, I say that. I hope this isn't normal. This can't possibly be normal. But I know people, I knew one person, who said they Ubered to work every day. That's like, isn't that like a third of your day just like kicked in the ass? Why would you do this? Or maybe, I don't know, I guess they lived in Seattle, so maybe they were making way more and it didn't matter as much to them. I don't know, Jesus. Mr. Mutin only uses Uber. He doesn't walk or drive ever. I mean, depending on what you're doing, I mean, I'm a little sympathetic towards that. Like, if you ever go out with friends and you want to drink, you're kind of cucked if you bring your car. Also, depending on the city you live in, you're kind of cucked.
We're all paid to endorse this, and I know in ExtraEmily's case, she just had a statement on her stream after her...
I don't know if it's... No, I guess it's kind of like this in European places. In America, depending on the city you're in, parking sucks. Parking is a drag, bro. Ugh.
And I'm guessing they were all paid to endorse this, and I know in ExtraEmily's case...
We got Andrea Botez, iGumdrop, S-Fan, Knut, ExtraEmily, and Yavani. Are these guys all part of that mythic talent agency or whatever? Are you serious right now? Uber is the Cab Plus food delivery service, and DD is exclusively food delivery. Oh, that's true. There's Uber Eats as well, actually. So Uber might dwarf DoorDash. I don't actually know how popular Uber Eats is. I guess I always use DoorDash. No, that's not true. I use Uber Eats for my hot chocolate, and I use DoorDash for everything else. I don't know why.
She just had a statement on her stream after her community was letting her know that they believe she had just promoted a scam to them with Hawking $1 Million Fan Club. So we'll go over her statement here towards the end of the video. Checking in on the About Us section offers more questions than answers. It's so fucking useless here. You get about...
What is the scam? Who's getting ripped off, or where's the money go? What is the scam part? I'm sure he'll get to it.
As much lore here as you do.
Finish PK, please. I can't. I will Fed post and get banned.
Urgot League of Legends write-up where it basically just said Urgot has a dark and mysterious past. So $1 Million Fan is a high-stakes reality television competition built around one simple idea. The fans deserve a seat at the table. Created at the intersection of modern creator culture and large-scale, unscripted entertainment, $1 Million Fan brings everyday fans face-to-face with the creators they support, competing together in real-world challenges for life-changing prizes. This is not a meet and greet, and it's not passive fandom. It's participation, pressure, and performance. This feels like it's an AI-generated About Us section. Each season pairs selected fans with major online creators in a fully produced, on-location competition environment. Contestants are tested physically, mentally, and strategically across a series of escalating challenges designed to reward adaptability, teamwork, and resilience. The result is a show that feels authentic, unpredictable, and genuinely earned. $1 Million Fan is produced with the same standards as top-tier television professional crews, rigorous safety protocols, transparent rules, and a clear separation between entertainment and fair competition. No purchase is required to apply or enter. Fan participation pathways are designed to be accessible, compliant, and audience-first. At its core, $1 Million Fan exists to redefine the relationship between creators and their communities. Fans are no longer just viewers, they are competitors. Creators are no longer just personalities, they are teammates. Every moment is rooted in real stakes, real people, and real outcomes. This is reality television built for the internet generation, bigger, bolder, and centered on the people who made creator culture possible in the first place. So who the fuck are you, by the way? This is the About Us section, but you've only told us, like, I guess the elevator pitch on the show. Who is putting this on? Where is the $20 million coming from? Who is the professional television crew here working on this? What, like, this is not providing any actual information about the team behind $1 Million Fan. That should immediately...
So typically, I know very little about this. Maybe more than Charlie, maybe not actually, because this guy knows a lot of shit about random stuff, and he's a larger YouTuber than me, obviously. But From my understanding, the way that this basically works is you will have totally random production companies, collections of people or whatever, who will pitch a show to a network. They might have had experience producing or working on other shows. They might not have. But in the process of pitching that, you might have a few people that shoot something or come up with some kind of concept or idea. They go to a network or they've got a friend at a network and they make the pitch. And then I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, sure. We'll float this and we'll see what happens. See if you can get more people interested or whatever. And then that process kind of like moves from step to step to step like that. But in the early stages of planning for or trying to do production for a show like this, I think a lot of them looks like this. I've seen a lot of drafts that look like this. That it's very, very, very vague, and it's not like it's not going to be heavy on details because nothing is really confirmed or locked down yet. You don't have like a 100% commitment from the major network that you're trying to sell it to or anything yet. Now, this might be especially bullshit. Maybe this one is actually all lies or whatever. But yeah.
Crew here working on this. Well, like, this is not providing any actual information about the team behind $1 Million Fan. That should immediately raise some red flags.
Stale 2000 said in DGG chat that it was Amazon who was producing it and where it would be watched on. So again, take everything I say with a grain of salt. But like when Amazon is quote unquote producing something, I don't think that Amazon is like actually, I don't think they have in-house teams that do production. I think that just means that Amazon has signed on to or bought another group that has come on with the idea, I believe. That show that I'm a part of, that reality TV one, is that Netflix or Amazon? It's Amazon, right? I don't know if I should say anything public. I don't think those people like work. I don't think they work for Amazon. I think it's just like a separate crew. She pitched the idea. It's not like an in-house Amazon crew, but it's a lot of it is like really complicated, weird. Or it's not complicated. It's just if you don't know anything about it, it just doesn't. It's not as cohesive as people think it is.
That they're not front-facing with who is even putting this on in the first place or where this prize purse is coming from. Their About Us section is fundamentally just like a high schooler that's cramming for a summer reading book report where they're trying to meet the word count. This should immediately be raising red flags and have you asking some questions like, why are they not being more forward with who is behind this? Is it the fucking...
Like, I'm just saying, you're never going to have all this information on some whatever shit like this. It's just not in the early stages.
And Rockefellers, like, whose identity are they protecting? The Elusive Man or something from Mass Effect? Like, where is this coming from? Who is putting this on and who is putting this together? This About Us section is nothing but meaningless fluff gobbledygook that doesn't actually answer anything or provide any real valuable information about this production and who's responsible for it. And then when you go further to their partners section, they have like a couple of brands listed here. Their 3 listed affiliates are Malwarebytes, Hide Me, and then that mystery affiliate in the middle there is StubHub. I have to click on it to find that information out. I was a little nervous that I was about to have my fucking identity stolen or something, clicking on a random image from a sketchy website that links me to something outside of it. And their proud partners section actually had me laugh out loud, audibly giggling, not just blowing air out of my nose.
The $20 million figure should have some names behind it, right? The $20 million figure is probably just they pitched away to where like we think we can fundraise up to this or we can do this thing to make the or whatever. That's my guess is probably how they pitched it.
Literally laughed a hearty ho 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 like Santa Claus when I saw Livestream Fail is listed as a proud partner of $1 Million Fan. And so I went to the Livestream Fail and they actually even had a big post announcing this to try and get people to sign up for it. So I guess they're like an official partner of $1 Million Fan. And I was reading the comments from like one of the mods there that was talking about it, and it seems like he's completely fucking clueless on what's even going on in regards to this whole thing. So I don't exactly understand their role in this or like who's pulling the strings there. The puppet master at LSF that's
partnered with it, depending on how generous they're being with that language. Partnered like might literally just mean they agreed to do some advertising for it, right? That might be it. Like it doesn't mean that they're like full on part of the production crew and they're doing a whole bunch of work for the show or they've like they're getting paid a ton of money or anything. Like that could be a really loose association. We don't know if we haven't seen more paperwork or whatever.
Partnering with $1 Million Fan, but the mods don't even seem to be on the same page there and don't have any real answers. Then going to IRL buffs is like going to a barren wasteland. This whole website is completely empty. It's like Squidward going to that room to be all alone. This feels like it's a prototype that was thrown together in like a handful of minutes just for the sole sake of existing on the $1 Million Show site. I'm pretty sure that's an AI-generated image there as well for their products like Anti-Tilt and Aimbot.
Every small company now is going to be using AI-generated stuff for everything. It's just so cheap. Why would you not? You're never going to pay for pictures or whatever. There's just no reason to. The return is not there. So if you are a photographer or if you work in video, if you work in whatever else, upgrade your skills because no one is going to pay for that shit anymore.
This whole thing is extremely sketchy to me. There's like no actual information on this website at all. It is just trash. And then their third listed partner, the VGS Robot Wars or whatever, that doesn't go anywhere. You can click the image, but nothing happens. So when it says coming soon, it literally means coming soon. One of their partners, they're still Imagineering right now. They have the concept of a partner, but it doesn't actually exist. It's this whole thing. I truly don't know how anyone could be pitched this and just say like, oh yeah, I'll put my name on that. Now,
Destiny, stop. If you put your brand on dumb shit, you get flamed for it. Yeah, you can flame them for it. That's all I'm saying is that it doesn't mean that they're like they're like aligned with and working together on it. It could just be paid for advertising, right? doesn't mean we have to accept it. I never said you had to accept it. I'm sorry. I'll hedge more in every single sentence that I say. I'm sorry, since if I give any kind of context or flesh any of this out whatsoever, you think it means I'm defending it. My bad. My bad!
I ended up making an account, Gilman Tookus. I used 10-minute mail, I set up my account, and it seems like there's a lot of monetization here. So you can buy some emote packs, up to $5.50 worth of creator emote packs, which give you 10 entries into the competition. But they do explicitly make clear numerous times, no purchase is necessary to enter, but kind of nudging you a little bit to maybe make a couple purchases. But you can't legally require a payment. You can't legally require someone to buy something in order to enter into some shit like this. So that's there to cover their own ass in the eyes of the law, but they do very much try and incentivize you to spend.
The way that this works is lottery laws basically make it so that if you're doing any kind of giveaway, there always has to be a way to enter for free. That's why if you saw anything like on TV shows a long time ago, there would always be a thing at the bottom like, oh, or for an alternate way to enter, you can always send a postcard or whatever to blah, 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 blah address. I'm not defending the concept of them selling things to give you additional entries, and I'm not defending the concept of a lottery, and I'm not defending the concept of them trying to solicit any money this way. I'm just saying that this is typically why I'm just adding that bit of context over you. But that doesn't mean that I'm approving of or supporting the company in part or as a whole, or endorsing any part of it in part or as a whole.
Money here for the $1 Million Fan Show. Going to their official rules, I thought for a brief moment I was going to learn more about the sponsor here, but it's talked so vaguely that it sounds like a Destiny 2 raid boss. The sponsor,
What?
$1 Million Fan Reality
Excuse
Show,
me.
Inc., referred to herein as $1 Million Fan or the sponsor, is a Canadian for-profit corporation operating as a technology and media company that organizes and promotes sweepstakes events. The sponsor operates sweepstakes and skill-based contest experiences and separately provides application review and casting evaluation services. Any producer fees are charged solely for administrative and evaluation services and are not entry fees or consideration for chance. Interestingly, they say the sponsor is a Canadian organization, but the domain, when looking it up on who is registered in Iceland. I don't know, it feels a little odd. It felt peculiar. Maybe that's standard business protocol? Not really sure, but just thought it was something worth mentioning. Now, I bet you're scratching at your neck wanting more details on how to enter.
Are you in the bitch queue? No, I am in the demon queue. So I am trying to queue up a bunch of games where I'm not shooting anybody to get to the peaceful lobbies. That's what I'm in search of. Peace.
And don't worry, they have this section here that's nice and convoluted. So, how to enter. A. TV show spots. The TV show selection will offer 2 different methods of entry with a total of 14 show participation spots available. 1. Sweepstakes entry. Random draw. 7 spots. Participants may enter sweepstakes for a chance to win 1 of 7 show participation spots. Sweepstakes entries are available through 2 methods. Paid entry. Donation method. Visit the Experience webpage and follow the donation entry process. Each confirmed donation will provide entries into the sweepstakes with the number of entries determined by the amount donated.
Do the report thing at the end, it works? Wait, what?
Indicated on the Experience page at the time of donation. Participants may donate multiple times and there's no limit to the number of entries per person. Yippee! Yeehaw, I can keep giving my money for a better chance at being on this imaginary television show. Then there's method 2, free entry, no donation requirement. Participants may also enter sweepstakes without donating. To do so, visit the Experience webpage and follow the free entry alternative method of entry. Each valid submission will count as 1 free entry into sweepstakes. Free entries are unlimited. Participants will submit free entry by mail, which I'm sure people can't wait to go by mail for their free entry. Then there's also 2, the contest entry. This is judge section, so this is outside of the sweepstakes. In addition to sweepstakes, 7 show participation spots will be awarded through a skit-based contest. Contest entrants must submit an application and...
Jesus fucking Christ. I feel like the people that came at the end of fucking, Band of Brothers to the camps. Oh my god. Were they actually, is there a way to already, like, give money to these people? Were you, that did not even come close to me. Where you can actually, send money to the site already? Because if that's true, without anything being super established or set up, that's kind of shitty. Although I would imagine they would have a way to easily refund that, hopefully. I wouldn't trust it in this day and age, though, but...
or participate in the contest process as described in the Experience rules. Winners will be selected by a judging panel based on specific criteria, originality, creativity, skill, or other merit-based factors as outlined in the Experience rules. Contest entries will be judged by a qualified panel chosen by sponsor using the following weighted criteria: creativity 40%, originality 30%, skill or ability demonstrated 20%, overall impression 10%. The 7 highest scoring entrants will be selected as contest winners. In the event of a tie, sponsor reserves the right to conduct the secondary evaluation. Judges' decisions are final and binding. Now let's assume that you do enter into this, you waive your right to basically everything, which this is standard. I saw some people calling this out as being like really alarming, but I don't think people ever really read terms and conditions. These kind of protection clauses are always baked into contracts these days. Not that I agree with the practice, but this isn't anything super new. This is probably boilerplate shit if I had to guess. So if you read through the entry conditions and release, if you bother to go through and read that, you'll find a lot of legalese that's there to kind of just protect themselves in the event that someone tries to pursue legal action against them. And this is baked into so many terms and conditions these days where companies just throw the kitchen sink in there knowing full well a lot of it's not enforceable, like it's not going to actually stick, but they throw it in there just because why not? They know people aren't going to fucking read it in the first place. And in a lot of cases, it gets overturned. Like, you can't just...
Well, so when he says it's in there and it doesn't matter in the first place, the reason why it's there is probably largely to prevent like frivolous claims. Like if a company still fucks around hardcore, then they can still be held liable and no terms of service is going to protect you from intentional fuckery. But if people are trying to file frivolous bullshit ass lawsuits against you, it's nice to be able to point to some sort of like in business contracts like a mediation or arbitration agreement, or for shit like this like a terms of service, just to tell them to fuck off, because it's getting it something like that dismissed as part of your like pleading stage is so much better than having to start fighting through the actual court case. It saves you a fuck ton of money, and it discourages like frivolous lawsuits.
Just knowingly scam someone and say, look at the terms and conditions in section 117, you agreed that we could scam you, and if we did, you wouldn't be mad. There'd be no tears and there'd be no legal actions. You agreed, you signed right here by signing up. That doesn't work. So in this case, they're putting these protections in here that read about like how you can't pursue them for any like punitive damages and stuff like that as a way of just trying to protect themselves if, in the event that this does end up being a scam, which I do believe that this
like, no, I don't think that's true. They put them in there because it's probably, like he said, it's boilerplate standard stuff so that people can't sue you for random retarded shit. But if it ends up being like a scammerino, that's obviously not going to help them. Now, they still might point to it as part of any court proceedings, but like, obviously that won't hold, and they know it wouldn't hold up. It's not going to protect you from scamming people.
Will never actually unfold in the way in which it is presented on this website. This whole thing, I think, is just complete fucking hogwash. But this section in particular here wasn't like super surprising to me like it was for a lot of other people. I kind of expected that that would be somewhere in their website as part of the terms of signing up, especially when you consider that the paid entries are non-refundable based on the available information I can find. It seems like those are non-refundable. So this being in there is trying to stop someone, like discourage them from coming after them in the event that this doesn't actually happen. Which, again, if you do get scammed by this, I don't think these terms protect them. I'm not a fucking lawyer, but I don't think it actually would really even do much in that case. Anyway, though, let's move on to the next component of this, which was ExtraEmily's response when people were calling it out.
I know it's sus. I know it looks sus, okay? Mythic pitched it to me, and I was like, okay, sounds good, but I just don't want LSF to be part of it. Like, are you kidding me? Like, why is there an LSF person? Like they're like using, they're saying like, oh, Emily is backing it up, and I'm like, I just posted it because I had to. Like, I had to be like, okay, I need to tell people about it.
Pardon? What?
I'm really surprised that you can throw your talent agency under the bus like that. Like, if your talent agency is bringing you a thing, you're probably supposed to, like, you want some brand authenticity, right? It's not going to be like, hey guys, welcome to Destiny stream. Today, Night Gaming has given me a thing that I'm supposed to fucking promote to you, retard, so here we go, right? Like, you're supposed to make it look like you have authentically engaged with the product or service and that you're actually excited and happy to promote whatever the fuck it is. Like, although I guess maybe now, I guess she was getting negative feedback from this, so she's pawning it off on her talent agency.
What do you mean you only posted about it because you had to? You didn't have to. You could have said no to this when they approached you. She makes it sound like it was an obligation she couldn't avoid. You didn't have to accept the deal. And she even talks about how she like didn't really look into it or anything, just said sounds good off rip. Why? Why wouldn't you even bother to take like a single peep at it? Especially when they're approaching you about a $20 million contest that uses your fans and you as like the face of it. That is inconceivable to me.
So I would say that I personally think it's true. I think you should do research into sponsors. Well, no, because I was gonna say I could understand for some maybe smaller streamers if you're like on the cusp, then maybe I can understand some people being a little more desperate. But ExtraEmily, these people are not on the cusp. These people have definitely made it. I mean, you should probably be careful about your branding and not like taking scam sponsors and shit. That being said, if it is truly like a really fucked up, retarded fucking sponsor, the major fuck up here is on Mythic. Mythic should have never accepted this or tried to pawn this deal off on any of their talent. Like, that's incredibly fucking stupid. Also, recorder, ooh. What do I want to give up for it? No, fuck this. Not to shit on Mythic, but wait, damn, bro. Damn, bro, are you okay? I can't hold any of this shit, fuck. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, Mythic shouldn't have brought this to their talent. That's pretty stupid. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why they would do that. That's dumb as fuck.
And then she's like really surprised that the LSF team or I guess it's just like one person maybe on the LSF mod squad that posted that statement. She's surprised that they're saying she's backing it up. She's like, why would they even think I'm backing it up? Because you are. You are. You promoted it. That is you backing up. You are on their website. What do you like? I don't understand why that's not like registering.
But then,
yeah, the issue is that like the reason why you're the influencer is because it's your influence that's being used to promote a product, and you're collecting the upside of that, right? You get paid money for you to promote the thing. So, I mean, like, it's going to be pretty obvious that people are going to be upset if that particular thing ends up being a scam, right? Because it's, well, you're getting paid to promote it, so you're getting the upside. So if it's a bad thing, you're probably also going to catch the downside. Like, that's pretty normal. Although I will say, Mythic Talent is also getting an upside on that as well, because they're getting paid a percentage as well, or taking a cut from the ads that they're selling, so. This was ExtraEmily in her Twitch chat when the video dropped from Charlie. Interesting. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. God! I like these keys. I took a screenshot, Destiny. Did the videos of Jeff Bezos ever having sex, did those ever even leak? Can you guys like my comment on Moist's video? I'm scared. Oh. Uh-oh. Emily, you're supposed to do this in your secret discords using your mods so that nobody knows that you're trying to fucking vote brigade. Uh-oh. Well, also, it's on YouTube. I have so... There's a part of me that's like, you shouldn't do stuff like this, but bro, everybody... I'm not trying to fucking jerk myself out, but I feel like I might be the only content creator on the fucking planet that doesn't bot every single one of his fucking social media platforms. It's insane. It's so crazy. I cannot explain the gulf of an engagement between people's follower counts, and the engagement they get on their tweets. It's just crazy. Or where their fans even exist at, or whether or not on other platforms, whatever. Yeah, it's insane.
The LSF guys like, oh.
I do it for you. You don't have any viewers. I am every single viewer, Giga Chad. True.
Is you backing up? You were on their website. What do you like? I don't understand why that's not like registering.
But then the LSF guys like, oh yeah, ExtraEmily totally like backs it. I'm like, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so I don't know what's happening, but for now, just like put this like put it on the side. Okay, so I will get more information on it and then let you guys know. So yeah, but I promise I'm like not trying to scam you guys. I apologize. I didn't do more research beforehand. But I'm gonna have them do more research.
Like, this ending part was okay. She should have just said that. Right? I accepted a sponsorship from my talent agency. I didn't realize that there were not okay things about the sponsorship. I'm canceling it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, that probably would have been okay. I wonder what the talent agency tells their talent when they throw them under the bus like this in public, though. I'm curious what their statements are.
Research.
Then Judge will keep them updated on all of that. Again, they are saying you're backing it up because you did promote it. You were on their website as one of the streamers that you can go in and be part of the fan sweepstakes for. The images that I put there of like the emote packages on my Gilman Tokus account, I did that through ExtraEmily's portal on $1 Million Fan. So they are saying she's backing it up because she agreed to this promotion. Now, do I believe ExtraEmily was intentionally trying to scam her fans for a paycheck here?
Yes. No, just kidding.
But as she said, she didn't do any research on it, and it doesn't. She's using the word research like this would have been some kind of Herculean undertaking in order to get down into the bare bones of it, the truth of the matter. When it actually would have just taken maybe 4 seconds of just typing in $1million.fan.show and looking at the website. You are literally greeted with an AI-generated mansion. Like, it doesn't take much effort to have been pitched this and been like, all right, let me just check it out real quick before I say yes, and be like, oh, yep, this is fucking nonsense. This is Barnacles. Again, I don't think she's a bad person who did this maliciously or anything, but this was so easily avoidable. And she's like surprised LSF is involved. LSF is on their website, proudly presented. Again, if she even just went to their website once, she would have seen that. She would have known. It's very clear she didn't even bother to type in the name of what she was about to endorse, which is why I believe this was probably some kind of paid promotion. I'm assuming Mythic approached her with this $1 Million Fan show pitch, as well as like what they're paying for the integration, and she just said yes to it without like a second thought, really. That's my guess. Now, I also want to yap about how surprised I am that her agency, like her management team, Mythic, would even bring this to her in the first place. Like, why did they even serve this up on the plate to the streamers to begin with?
Because they get paid.
Like the agency shouldn't even entertained this.
True, though.
$1 Million Fan show pipe dream. There is no real information available on anyone even associated with this show that's apparently going to be on television based on their entry rules. It's going to be like a big budget reality TV show program somehow, somewhere with a professional crew, this and that. This is a multi-million-dollar production. Like, based on everything they're talking about in their About Us section, this sounds like this would be like an $80 million like produced show with a $20 million prize pool, which is unheard of. Absolutely unheard of. And yet there's no real information available on it. I don't see why Mythic would even take this offer and present it to the streamers with so little available on it. This feels like a very fraudulent show that is now being put out to streamers here as a potential endorsement. So I'm surprised that Mythic even served it to them to begin with. But again, I think it was so easily avoidable for the streamers that are listed here to just like type in that show, like look at it for even a second and be like, yeah, this is fucking garbage. This isn't real. I'm just surprised that it's at this point now where there are potential victims here. There are potential fans of ExtraEmily or the Botez sisters or S-Fan or someone that maybe saw this with their name on it and been like, oh, this sounds incredible. $20 million? I'll do a free entry. I'll do a submission here. Well, actually, maybe I'll do a paid entry, get the emote package to support the creators too, and give me some more entries for a better chance of competing in it. And like, it's sad. It's just fucking sad. Because again, I don't think this is real
queues are getting
at all.
better,
I feel like there's
boys.
very few people out there that would go to that website and walk away with a positive impression that this is something on the horizon. It doesn't seem feasible at all. Would love to be proven wrong though, I suppose. I guess we'll see. Anyway, I had to yap about this.
Has Game of Thrones brain broken people on how much it costs to create a show? Where is he getting this 80 million production cost from? Oh, I assumed he had some information or something else. Yeah, I have no idea. But I don't even know what the fuck the show is. Did he say it and I just wasn't paying close enough attention? What are they actually doing on the show? I hear like the circumstance or the sweepstakes and the prize pool, but what the fuck is the actual show itself? I have no idea. What are they doing? It's a reality show. Oh, thank you. I get it all now. Thank you. Do you mean is it just like they're like competing for prizes, like a Mr. Beast type show, like what would you call the template for that? Like an American Ninja show or whatever? Or what was like the first of those shows to have people competing for? He explains it better in the next video? Okay. Fuck you, Destin. That was funny when I pushed enter. I'm sorry. Takes his castle, Gladiator, Big Brother, Ninja Warrior, but that started in Japan. The Amazing Race.
That's really about it. See ya.
But then the very next video, I guess it was a scam all along. Do we really even know that? You know what the biggest thing I think is they probably thought nobody would give a fuck about this random ass fucking show that they're promoting, which I'm curious how it even blew up so big, or why do people even care? Seems like it's really hard to predict what people will care about. Did you watch Legend of the Hidden Temple on Nickelodeon as a kid? Yeah, but I thought that show was kind of bullshit because when you're doing the temple thing at the end, like I feel like sometimes you just like go into the wrong room and there's like one of those Ooga Booga guys and you have to have the medals and then you just like lose. And it's not like you fucked up, you just like guessed wrong. Feels a little Minesweeper-ish, you know? Hold on, let me use a restroom real quick. One sec. Okay, it was a scam.
Sleepy once. It was a long time ago. If you think I look tired, well, you better get your eyes checked, Buster. That's a certified WebMD diagnosable moment right there that something has gone awry with your peepers. Could a sleepy man do this? Checkmate. Point is, in my endless battle against insomnia, I happen to have stumbled across something interesting again this evening, and it pertains to last night's video about the $20 million reality TV show, Twitch streamer, fan, production, extravaganza, mansion, titties, beer, rock and roll, whatever else it was pitching itself as, called the $1 Million Fan Show. Well, I speculated that it was a big scam, and a lot of Twitch streamers had been publicly put on the website. Some had even made announcements about their endorsement of the $1 Million Fan Show, and nothing about it seemed legitimate. I'm not just going to regurgitate everything from last night's video. You can check that out if you want a deeper dive on everything that was wrong with it. But last night on stream, like 45 minutes after I posted the video, they took their website down. Then I was checking their other ancillary shit, and all of that is removed. It seems like they're scrubbing any existence of the $1 Million Fan Show from the internet. So like even the Reddit post that the livestream fail mods posted is taken down. I don't know if that was by order of the $1 Million Fan Illuminati, or if the mods that had signed an agreement with them had a come to Jesus moment that they may have been misled, so they decided to take it down. But apparently they also removed like their Discord and their socials, which is a huge blow, by the way, because the $1 Million Fan Show had like 5 Instagram followers, so really playing a sad song on the world's smallest violin now that 5 Instagram followers have been cast into oblivion, banished to the Shadow Realm. I feel like that's pretty strong evidence for my game theory that it was all a big load of hullabaloo, a bunch of hooey. I don't think a legitimate company that's putting together a $20 million grand prize reality show that is also a television program that is also employing some of the highest level production staff imaginable for a once-in-a-lifetime unforgettable experience for streamer fans. Also, their About Us section had all the telltale signs of just being AI generated, where literally every section ended with triplets where it was, you know, it's not this, it's this. Performance, power, mentality. Mentality, tits, mentality. Like, it's just like, it was very clearly AI generated. The fucking first thing you see on their website is an AI generated image of a mansion. The whole thing just reeked of scam. And now everything has been deleted, presumably by them. I don't think, you know, some governing body came in to wipe them out. I think this is them trying to cover their own ass, so that way there isn't some kind of legal action taken against them. Because from what I've read, there were actually some members of some streamer communities that put money into the $1 Million Fan Show. They bought emote packages. I read a report on someone that claims to have spent a couple $100 doing so. So I imagine there was a handful of people that did legitimately lose money on this. Now, of course, you have to take those claims with a grain of salt.
Well, wait. Yeah, did they show proof of this? Also, were there emote packages given, or...?
Because there's no real evidence to back it up, especially now that everything is deleted.
Well,
there's nothing to prove that. But I'm inclined to believe those statements from them because these streamers are, to a lot of people, a trustworthy source. And if they're endorsing something and they say that there's a chance that they can win $20 million or whatever the fuck through signing up for it, they will do so. And when you go to the website and do their free sign up, they're very heavily pushing you to do the monetized sign up for unlimited entries by giving them money.
Good one.
So I bet a lot of them were baited into doing that. Now, as I said in the last video, I am shocked that Mythic Talent actually even floated this to their creators like ExtraEmily. She, in her statement, mentioned Mythic Talent by name, that they had pitched it to her. I was surprised it made it to a streamer because anyone that even had their eyes open and neurons firing for a second would go to that website and know full well immediately, right from the jump, that
I
this
should have
is
shot
not
at him.
real,
Fuck!
this is
I
fraudulent.
should have let him kill me.
So I did a little digging, and I was able to get in contact with an agent, not at Mythic, but at another agency that did have this exact same thing come across their desk for their streamer clients as something to pitch to them. And according to that agent, I don't know how deep into the nitty-gritty I'm allowed to get, what they sent them, the pitch deck, was extraordinarily different from what ended up making it to that website. From what I understand, and from what I have been told, they were under the impression that this was an Amazon-backed production, at least initially. And at the time of receiving this offer, they didn't have a website or anything public outside of that pitch deck, I guess they were hawking to agencies. And it is indeed a paid promotion. The streamers that are listed there were paid for this partnership, and there was no additional information available beyond the concept of the show and the promise that Amazon was behind a historic 20 million.
Get out of AFK room. Wait, somebody's saying that it's not synced here. Oh, I just got a crazy idea. Wow, hi.
Dollar streamer fan buttfuck hullabaloo reality TV show. Now, one of the streamers also sent me the exact offer that was presented to them, which gives further confirmation to all of this. It comes from Mythic. This is the direct offer from Mythic that this streamer
Oh, no, it's delayed by like half a second, I would say.
received. I'm not going to show the actual thing, so that way no one gets into legal hot water here. I don't want to, step on too many Legos, but I will give you the general overview for what the pitch was, the offer. Interestingly enough, the offer came back in June of 2025 from Mythic, and the opening line was about how it's an Amazon series. This is an Amazon series looking to break records, a historic $20 million prize purse reality show. It doesn't even name the show, by the way. I'm guessing back in June of 2025, they didn't even have the name of the show or anything concrete.
Probably.
There was no website, no mention of LSF or brand partners or anything like that. It was just a single sentence that said, Amazon reality TV show set to air on Amazon Prime, featuring the soon-to-be-broken Guinness World Record book for biggest prize pool in history, 20 million, winning group splits money in half, 10 million to you and 10 million to the fan. That is the entire explanation for what this deal was. Interestingly enough, like I said, June of 2025. The deliverables were a reality TV show appearance, 1 to 7 days, depending on how far you make it, and a single social post. The initial filming date was November 3rd to November 10th, but I'm guessing, some wires got crossed there, fucking nipple clamps came down, maybe government shut down, put that on the back burner, so that had to put the kibosh on that and shelve it till, I guess, 2026. Anyway, though, they were offering $3,000 for the streamer involvement here, plus 20% of net ticket sales from your ticket, which the streamer expressed some confusion over because they didn't believe Mythic knew that there was, this paid entry option, but in the offer it says they were getting 20% of net ticket sales. When you go, well, knowing now, hindsight's 2020, but going to the website that existed, when you would sign up through a streamer portal, you were paying for those entries if you wanted to extend beyond just the free submission. So I'm thinking that the idea from this offer was that when someone, a fan of the streamer, did a paid entry through their portal, they would get a portion of that. So I feel like Mythic would have had to have known that there was some kind of paid component to the fans, but who knows? There's so little information here in the actual offer that Mythic took to the streamers. I am still extremely surprised it even made it to a single streamer as something to consider. I don't know why there wouldn't be more digging to confirm if this is actually even an Amazon show, because after the offer, they then go into a general explanation for it, and it is so bare bones. It sounds like something that a person would cook up in 5 minutes while taking a shit after consuming their morning oats or something. There's not a whole lot of thought into this. Competition details: 1 creator, 1 fan group eliminated per day, $20 million cash prize, 1 creator, 2 fans. They will be gaming IRL and cognitive challenges, think Survivor, but for creators. And then it just lays out the most simple...
My AV1 encoder settings, I don't have a manual adjustment on any of that, so...
boring shit ever for the competition, and then the Apocalypse Challenge on day 3, during which fans will compete head-to-head with each other, resulting in a mass elimination. Narrow the group down so each creator is ultimately paired with one of their original fans for the last 4 days. It's if you went to a fucking Redditor and asked them to really quickly come up with a streamer game show or something. Now, as for the initial start date of November, The streamer was just told that it got pushed back to March. I don't think there was any like real explanation.
In my personal, again, very limited experience, a lot of the execs that are still pitching shows for Netflix and Amazon, these are people that have a big background in traditional legacy media. So a lot of their pitches are going to be very, 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 very boomer. That's just the way, that's just where the industry is at the moment, I believe, unless that's my experience.
For what went wrong, maybe bad weather, perhaps government shutdown, all kinds of possibilities for why it got moved. But they weren't really, kept up to date, kept abreast on everything going on here with the...
Not that I'm defending their pitches or saying that pitch was good or saying that they should be pitching like that. I'm not saying that that's a good thing, and I'm not defending their pitches. I'm just providing some context for why the pitches are so booming. There you go. My bad.
This huge, giant Amazon show. I am even more surprised that any agency would have seen this and just shipped it as is, just said, fuck it, do it live. We'll send it out to our streamers to see if they'll accept the $3,000 offer with the 20% ticket sales split or whatever. Because, I feel like when you are getting this as, pitched as an Amazon production, you would probably want to confirm if this is actually coming from Amazon. Because if you're going to work at this agency managing these kind of contracts and stuff, but you're working under the impression that no one's going to tell lies on the internet, what's stopping just any old Joe Schmo Dorito-dusted fingers from sending you a cold call email saying, like, hey, this is me, Amazon, pitching you a $50 quadrillion reality television show?
Shouldn't the fucking agencies who are sending this out be the ones actually digging into this, not fucking ExtraEmily? Like, not to sweep, I guess, but don't.
I mean, like, it's both of your. I mean, like, it's your brand as well that's like on the hook. But yeah, I mean, like, you should. Your agency should be doing the homework on these. Yeah, your agency should be doing their homework on these. My guess is they just didn't expect it to blow up this big. I'm sure. I mean, I don't watch these streamers regularly, but I'm sure these streamers do like a fuck ton of brand deals, and a lot of them are just kind of like weird or small companies or whatever the fuck. And this one just happened to be the one that blew up really big. So
yeah,
this is like the meme of the week that people are getting mad at. But
okay.
Offer like $3,000 with some rev split to your streamers. Do you mind taking this to them? I'd love if they start shouting out goochsweat.org soon. It's a very legitimate reality TV show. We're Amazon, by the way. And you not press that any further, because that's what it feels like. Looking at the offer, there is no actual information about, like, Amazon being behind this. And since this was back in June of 2025, I can understand the absence of a website a little bit more back there, because if this is like an Amazon show, they're probably not going to make the website first and foremost because they don't want to, like, spoil it or anything. Like, I can kind of understand that. So streamers being left in the dark on, like, a website that they can access. Like, this website, it didn't exist according to the streamer. It just recently popped up, which, according to Whois, that does appear to be the case, even though the domain had been registered for a while. It was updated in, like, late December. So that's probably when it actually went live, which is when anyone could go on there and see how fraudulent it was with just a single fucking glance. So I do now understand that there were streamers that literally couldn't look up this show because the offer doesn't even have the name of the show and the website didn't exist. What I'm still confused on is like why anyone would still accept that deal, and then I start to understand a bit more that they just have trust in the agency not to be presenting them with a scam. They had trust that the Mythic Talent, for example, like in ExtraEmily's case, was bringing them something that was legitimate, so they're seeing like, oh, it's an Amazon show that wants to work with me and they're making this offer. Oh.
I feel like some streamers reached out to Charlie and complained. They're like, brah, we just got this deal, like we didn't know, and now he's kind of, not that he's sweeping or whatever, but
okay, this seems like a big deal. I'll sign up to that and, do the social post or whatever. Also, if you try and look up milliondollarfan.show now, the most recent update to the site was today, because the update was just nuking it, taking it down. But prior to that, it was updated in late December, which is when I imagine this went live. So now it seems like the streamers literally didn't even have access to look up the information themselves on that website, which again, doesn't take a super sleuth, fucking pinky up internet, narwhal baconing at midnight master to see that that is a fucking disaster of a website that is clearly in a shady spot, most likely looking to scam. The streamers didn't know that site was there because the deal was all the way back in June. Though I will say,
they would have still taken the deal.
This should have been something that I think streamers should have been a little weary of because it feels like it is very odd just looking at it. But I think that does fall a bit more on the agency.
Wick is doing a birthright citizenship debate now with Ryan Mullally if you need to get your blood pressure up. Ryan will defend anything the administration says, and he'll do it with the profession of being a lawyer. That guy is absolutely shameless. One of the most shameless chud lickers I think I've seen on the internet.
See that it does the streamer itself because there is a level of
keep you from being a fucking retard.
It certainly does not, unfortunately.
From streamers with the person that is like managing their brand deals, that what they are getting is not just fucking toilet paper that's trying to wipe their ass with their fans. And in this case, I am still just shocked that it even made it to the streamers in the first place. This should have been probably caught far earlier. I imagine they could have confirmed well beyond this, like almost a year later, that this wasn't Amazon behind it. If they had like, maybe set up like calls or something or look for any level of proof of this being Amazon, like even just questioning where is this money coming from, who else are we working with, what is the actual production timeline and all of that looking like. I feel like there was definitely a way like Mythic Talent could have caught this and then never even had to get to this point where there were real victims where, based on what I've read, there there were people that put in like hundreds of dollars, which again, I know you have to take with a grain of salt because there's no like evidence to support those claims that people lost a ton of money since now everything is scrubbed. But I'm inclined to believe them because the audience has a level of trust in the streamer that.
Wait, why would we be inclined to believe people? Why not just make them post proof? Show like a credit card transaction, like the bare minimum.
Avoidable. This shit is just fucking wild that it even happened. R.I.P. $1 million show. Definitely feels like it was a scam from the get-go, considering they have just vanished, poofed out of existence, and erased every trace that they were ever even here to begin with. Anyway, though, that's really about it. So, yep.
Wow. Uh-oh. Slop.
You should watch it. Oh.
I was brainwashed by those people that were like, nice guys finish last. And let me just tell you, that's a crock of shit.
Yes,
I dated this guy
Rage
after
made me
a few
queen.
weeks of seeing each other. I realized there just was not enough of a spark to warrant continuing to see each other. So I was thinking, we're gonna go to the event and then afterwards we'll have a conversation. I'll break things off as kindly as one can. I invite him back to my place to have the talk. And he says, wait, before we talk, give me 1 second. He runs to his car and he comes back in with 4 different gifts that he got me.
Wait. She brought him back to her house to break up, or the
Yep.
or the hotel room she was at an event, or that seems.
One of them.
Oh my god.
Confusing.
That's crazy. Hey, do you want to come over tonight? Yeah, I'm on my way. You're there. By the way, we're done. Damn.
Including, bitch, a Gucci bag. This was the first one I ever got, and I felt so terrible, man. I was saying, I actually think it's maybe better if we go our separate ways. Can you please return that? And he said no. And I said, no, like, I'm serious. I feel really, really terrible. It was almost like me telling a man to return this stuff was also hurting his ego and pride even further. Not only did I never have the heart to even use this cursed Gucci bag, I think at some point I ended up giving it to, like, a friend. It's cursed! I can't! Cursed Gucci bag. I think at some point I ended up giving it to, like, a friend. It's cursed! I can't!
Oh, okay. What does this have to do with nice guys finishing last at all?
I feel like I was...
This must be like clipped from... This wasn't her full story. This must have been like clipped. Because that's my guess. I don't know. Or not clipped, not just clipped, but like edited together or whatever. He bought her some dumb shit and then she left him? Yeah, but isn't that literally a nice guys finish last thing? If a nice guy was going to say that, like, nice guys finish last, wouldn't they literally use this story as proof that nice guys do indeed finish last? Like...
Yeah, then she was going to say at the end, like, she decided to stay with him.
What?
Like, yeah, fuck it. You're a nice guy. You bought me gifts.
Okay.
No, the groceries aren't here yet, chat. I'm watching.